Hello and welcome to the Lever Report, a weekly video newsletter for human-centric leaders to navigate the week ahead. I'm Drew Fortin, here with your latest update for the week starting Monday, September 15th, 2025. The markets get shakier. AT&T experiences an RTO reckoning, a leadership trait you likely haven't considered, how AI is changing the recruiting process, and how to respond at work in the wake of Charlie Kirk's murder. Here's the news to start your week. US stocks wrapped up a mixed week as the Nasdaq notched its fifth consecutive record close while the Dow tumbled. According to Yahoo Finance reporters, the S&P 500 finished just below the flat line as Wall Street prepared for the Federal Reserve's anticipated decision on interest rate cuts this week. The market is reacting to a cocktail of economic signals, including the fact that the US added a meager 22,000 jobs in August, falling short of the expectations. A new article from the Wall Street Journal explains that this slowdown is pushing more Americans into part-time work than they don't want, with a separate unemployment measure that includes the underemployment hitting its highest level in nearly 4 years at 8.1%. And as for the market itself, it's getting riskier, with a high concentration of stocks in a few generative AI companies like Nvidia and Microsoft. This creates a form of groupthink that could be vulnerable to a sudden reversal. So, as the market is increasingly concentrated in a few high-risk AI bets, the broader economy is showing signs of weakening labor market. The biggest risk to most businesses isn't a market turndown, but a lack of agility and a failure to reskill your teams to drive performance and output in the market. Instead of betting on new hires, focus on finding leverage in your existing workforce by giving them the tools and the training they need to increase their output and adapt to the new market conditions. A new article from Business Insider sheds light on a fascinating story at AT&T, where the company is dialing back its controversial employee attendance tracking system. Dubbed a presence report, the system used a combination of inputs like badge swipes, laptop network connections, and even mobile device location data to enforce its return to office mandate. The intent was to identify, quote, freeloaders and enforce the 5-day in-office policy. However, the company is now admitting to employees that the system was inaccurate and driving people to the brink of frustration. A survey found that nearly half of the employees in one division said the company's policies did not support them in delivering their best work, with many citing the tracking reports as key issues. This had created widespread distrust, which is the exact opposite of what you need to foster the collaboration that an RTO policy is meant to encourage in the first place. This story is a powerful reminder that while leaders have a right to set expectations, the way you enforce them is everything. Companies that rely on invasive, inaccurate tracking systems to police their employees are missing the point entirely. The stated goal of an RTO mandate is to boost collaboration and productivity, but if the enforcement mechanism erodes trust and creates anxiety, it's actually doing more harm than good. The real leverage for leaders comes from trust and psychological safety, not surveillance. Instead of trying to force people into the office, maybe focus on creating an environment that is so collaborative, so engaging, and so valuable that people actually want to be there. Ultimately, if you can't trust your team to do their work, you have a bigger problem than where they're doing it. New research from Tony Kong, a professor at the University of Colorado's Boulder Leeds School of Business, suggests that humor is far more than a soft skill in the workplace. It's a powerful tool for leadership. Humor can help professionals navigate power dynamics, build trust, and elevate their status at work, according to Kong's research. When done correctly, it can also boost creativity, promote emotional well-being, and facilitate conflict resolution. The key is understanding your audience, timing, and intent, because a joke can be inclusive or exclusive and can either strengthen bonds or reinforce hierarchies. The emerging field of study is gaining traction, with some business schools like Stanford even offering courses on how to use humor to build stronger teams and drive innovation. As leaders, we need to take humor seriously. It's a strategic skill that can help you build psychological safety and trust within your teams. Instead of thinking of humor as a way to just be funny, think about how your intent will be received. A well-placed joke can be disarming and memorable, showing authenticity and emotional intelligence. But an ill-timed or poorly received joke can cause discomfort and erode trust. When you use humor to build connection and signal solidarity, you create a more cohesive and healthy workplace. This is about creating a culture where people can feel comfortable enough to laugh with each other and where leaders don't take themselves too seriously, which is a key to building trust. So it turns out that laughter is the best medicine and a powerful tool for leadership. Okay, so I've got a joke for you. Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. Fast Company covers details how the recruiting platform Paraform is leveraging AI to transform the hiring landscape. The platform uses AI to help connect recruiters with job openings and candidates, removing the need for recruiters to spend hours sourcing jobs and doing business development. Paraform CEO John Kim believes that while AI can handle many of the transactional tasks, a human recruiter is still less essential for assessing cultural fit, building trust, and understanding the nuances of a candidate's sincerity that AI simply can't capture. According to one recruiter using the platform, the AI tool saved her about 2 to 3 hours per day, freeing her up to focus on human centric aspects of the job. So, for leaders, this article is a perfect illustration of how successfully integrating new technology without losing the human element wins. Instead of seeing AI as a threat to eliminate jobs, it should be viewed as a tool that frees your people up to do what they do best: build relationships, exercise judgment, and create connections. The future of work isn't about replacing people with AI, but about augmenting human capabilities with technology to make them more effective and valuable. So, by focusing on upskilling your teams to use these new tools, you can not only increase their productivity, but also empower them to focus on the strategic work that truly drives your business forward. This approach helps future proof your business by embracing a model where technology and talent work together to create more leverage and value than ever before. The murder of conservative activist Charlie Kirk last week has sent shockwaves through the country, and the details surrounding the tragedy, as reported by the Associated Press, highlight the dangerous intersection of political rhetoric and real world violence. Now, a 22-year-old man, Tyler Robinson, has been arrested in connection with the shooting, which occurred during a campus event in Utah. Authorities believe the suspect acted alone, but the motive is steeped in political animosity, with the suspect's family noting he had become more political in recent years and had criticized Kirk's views. The tragedy has reignited an intense national debate about political polarization and the escalating threat of violence, raising a critical question for leaders at work. How do you manage a workforce with deeply held and often conflicting beliefs? The core lesson from this tragedy is a stark reminder of the importance of fostering a culture of civility and mutual respect, especially in the face of heated political conversations. You can be a positive influence on people and situations around you when you take the high road and retain positive relationships. While it's natural to disagree with others and to have different political beliefs and even conflict at work, a lot of conflict is needed and necessary and healthy for work to get done. We need to have a deep respect for others and their right to their own opinions. It's core to a culture in which everyone can learn, grow, and feel a part of a respectful community. This is not about silencing debate, but about ensuring that those debates happen with empathy and a shared commitment to a positive work environment. Now, our role as leaders is to set the tone and model the behavior we want to see, creating a space where people can be their full selves without fear of hostility or retribution. And that's your Lever Report. Check the show notes for any articles or research we covered today. If you're enjoying this content, please show your support by liking this video, dropping a comment, or subscribing to our channel. I hope you have a productive week, and we'll see you on the other side. Bye.